Hey, baby, I got one question to ask. Are real estate agents out here scamming home buyers and sellers? Because there's a big lawsuit out there that might actually say yes. So think about that, because we also going to talk about movies, sports, and more. It's all coming up. You kicking it with KC. What up? What's the deal? Popular topics that may or may not be talked about in the news. Yours truly, KC. This first topic coming from a few different sources right here. This only topic, I should say. Justice.gov, biggerpockets.com, newsweek.com. All links in my description below. The National Association of Realtors, also known as NAR, is facing a lawsuit accusing it of implementing rules and practices that diminish competition among real estate brokers, harming American home buyers. The alleged practices include concealing buyer broker commissions, allowing misleading information about free services, enabling the exclusion of homes with lower commissions, and restricting access to lockboxes. NAR, a trade association with over 1.4 million members, establishes and enforces these rules impacting the conduct of real estate brokers across the United States. The lawsuit claims that these actions violate antitrust laws, reducing price competition and resulting in higher costs and lower quality services for home buyers and sellers. If you are not in the market to buy or sell a home right now, you may not even be privy to this information, but this is actually pretty huge. Now, essentially what it's saying is there's an association, this big club, if you want to call it, called NAR, National Association of Realtors. Did you know you are not considered a realtor unless you are actually part of this organization? You can have your real estate license to be a real estate agent, but you're not technically a realtor unless you join NAR. Nonetheless, if you are part of NAR, there's certain guidelines and rules and practices that you have to abide by in order to stay a member and receive the benefits of training or whatever the case may be. And as a result, they said some of the guidelines that you had to practice being part of NAR would actually lead to having less competition in the real estate field. What they mean by that is real estate agents that were part of this NAR organization, some of them, not all, but some of them were practicing a few different things. One, they were doing things like, if you were buying a home and you had a real estate agent, most real estate agents, I don't know if you heard, they'll tell you, hey, since you're buying a home, you get an agent for free. You don't have to pay for a real estate agent. When that's technically false. And NAR is being sued because of this. Think about it. They say you don't have to pay the agent, but you have to pay for this house. They say the seller pays for the agents. Well, how's the seller getting this money? From you, the buyer. So technically the money that you take from purchasing the home, the seller takes and pays both the agents, the buyer and the seller's agent. So you are technically paying both. For them to say that you get free services is misleading. That's one. Number two, also, there are actually, if you are a buyer's agent and your buyers say, hey, we want to look for homes for between the range of 150,000 and 250,000. They'll say, okay. They're saying a lot of these agents would practice commission bias. They are only searching for homes for you that gets them the higher commission. Yes, they're weeding out a lot of homes that you could probably qualify for, but they just feel like they're not going to get that much money for. This is another thing they're being accused of. They're also being accused of allegedly only if you are a real estate agent who's a member of NAR, because notice there's a difference. Only if you're a member, we'll give you access to certain lock boxes on houses. Lock boxes are on different homes that are being sold. That way an agent can get inside and show somebody who wants to buy. Everybody can't just get access. So there's like key or access to a lock box outside that home. They said some of those homes, they wouldn't even allow a regular real estate agent, the average agent, to access that house if they weren't a member of NAR. So these are a few things that they were saying. These are a few different things that they were saying. And then they also wouldn't even tell buyers, people buying homes, what their commission is. Or wouldn't even tell them that they can. Did you know that you can negotiate the commissions of your real estate agent? If you are a buyer or a seller for that matter. Depends on the state. I know in Michigan and Florida specifically, you can negotiate commission. A lot of people don't know that. And your agent doesn't tell you this, or they haven't told you this. And I literally had an interview with a real estate agent on my other YouTube channel, The Closing Table. Check it out. And we talked about this. And I talked about how the average consumer, they don't know what they don't know. They're purchasing a home, going through this transaction, hoping that the real estate agent and professionals are doing the right thing and telling them everything they need to know. Now, the average agent is going to come off friendly, personable, and everything, and trustworthy so that you can actually do business with them. But not all of them are that case. So, with that being said, if you hide information from your, don't disclose certain information from me that's privy to this, that's important to this transaction, and I don't even know about it, then you really just get the one up on me. So we're asking the question, are these real estate agents out here scamming? If you don't know, on the average transaction, most agents, both the buyer and seller, they usually get 6% of whatever the purchase price was. And they usually split that unless they agree otherwise. So it's usually 3% to the buyer's agent, 3% to the seller's agent. Did you know you can negotiate that percentage? You can negotiate and have them take 2%, 1%. They can negotiate and take 5%. But it's all about whether or not you know that. So NAR, this big corporate, this big association, this club that these real estate agents are joining, is being sued. Right now, I think they have a settlement for about a judgment for like 1.5 or 1.7 billion, $1.78 billion NAR has to face. And that's not even the official word from the judge, that's from the jury. They say it can go up to $5 billion. And then there's more lawsuits to come. I want to just wrap this up by saying this. But purchasing a home or selling a home involves a lot of paperwork, a lot of transactions, a lot of laws, a lot of rules and things being involved. If you don't know all of it that goes into it, you're literally leaning on the professional of a real estate agent or the appraiser or the inspector, for that most part, or the title company, all of them. But you're leaning on their professional expertise and opinion. So unless you bring certain things up to them, the average person probably wouldn't bring things up to you that would jeopardize their pay. So do I want to say all agents are scamming? No, not all of them. But thinking humanly possible, if you have the ability to get a lot of money from a situation, would you take the more money or the lesser money? And the agents, for the most part, chose the practices that were deceiving to the consumer, but they chose the practices that got them the most money. Do you blame them for that? Does that mean they were scamming? Possibly. But I don't know. That's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show, 313-466-4386. My levels sound crazy right now. But we about to switch it up and get up out of here. I want to talk about something else. Let's talk about movies, TV shows that we saw recently, and scenes I saw Corn Stream. All right, so we saw this movie. It's called Flaming Hot, pause, on Hulu. No endorsement, by the way. This is an hour, 39 minutes long. Not too bad. It was a comedy. That's a genre. It's basically about Richard Montañez, the son of a Mexican immigrant, was a janitor at Frito-Lay when he came up with the idea for Flaming Hot Cheetos. His creation, inspired by the flavors of his community, revitalizes Frito-Lay and disrupts the food industry. I heard about this movie coming out, but I just saw it just now. So there was rumors, I guess it is true if this movie is based on it, which it is, of a janitor at Frito-Lay who was of Mexican descent, who ended up coming up with an idea. Very ambitious man, came up with an idea to come up with some chips or a snack that would also please his growing Latino community. And nonetheless, it ended up being successful. That's the whole movie. Now, they made it a comedy, which is very interesting, to take essentially a biopic and turn it into a comedy. That's always interesting to me because, life, we could all take the serious situations from life, but to make a movie on yourself and only focus on the funny parts is very, very interesting in a creative way, if you ask me. It was an interesting movie. I will say. It's interesting because they say I guess he started off with original Mexican spices and natural ingredients and real, chiles and peppers and stuff like that. Then they kept getting it together until they actually got the chip and the flavor, which is what we have now, Flaming Hot Cheetos. Do I believe all that natural ingredient flavor stuff? No. Maybe when he was at the crib doing it, yes, I get it. They were probably using natural chile peppers from the ground and doing all that authentic. But as soon as he brought that to Frito-Lay, I'm pretty sure they was like, we got to do something that we can do to feed 5 million people at one time. And we can't be going into gardens grabbing these natural chile peppers. We're going to have to use that artificial stuff. That's what I'm assuming it ended up coming to. It was just cute that they put that in there, possibly just make you think that Cheeto-Lay or Frito-Lay was considering the natural. No. And it's interesting to me the fact that they put that on there, but I would expect them to put something on the bag that says something like that represents the Mexican culture. I feel like they should, right? Inspired by Mexico on the back or something, or a Mexican flag on the back, or made with inspired by Mexican, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Now, I don't necessarily read a bag of chips, but I didn't see that. So anyway, long story short, this movie was entertaining. It was interesting. They did show the actual picture of the real Richard Montañez and some of the other people that he worked with, some of the antagonists and things of that nature. It was interesting because it took them to the world of the Latino American and some of the things that they had to experience in this world. You know, I watched a movie recently with the Asian community, Asian culture, which was Quiz Lady on Hulu, no endorsement. And then I watched one that's more of the Hispanic or Mexican and Latino culture. So it's interesting to see their stories, their perspective on, you know, how they move and how they're perceived in America. Me being a black man, I already know our story. So anyway, check this movie out. Flaming Hot, pause, not that kind of flaming, but it's on Hulu, no endorsement, hour and a half, not that long. I highly recommend you check it out. If you have checked it out, let me know what you think about it at least. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Let's switch it up, man. And let's talk about sports, baby. From the stands of a sports fan, my man's Pots and Pans. Let's get into it, man. NBA talks. The NBA was underway with a bunch of games yesterday, at least. So let's just get into it real quick. 76ers hosted this Boston Celtics. Top two teams in the East right now. 76ers walked away with the win, 106-103. 76ers had control most of the game. They look real good without James Harden, by the way. They look like they have real chemistry and synergy. Tyrese Maxey stepped up, putting up buckets. Tyrese Maxey, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, almost a double-double. Joel Embiid putting up MVP numbers, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Porzingis on Boston could be a problem. That boy was looking really good out there. Now, as long as he can stay healthy, he will be a big contributor for Boston. Is he going to be enough to push them over that threshold of getting that ring? Maybe. Boston against Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals. My prediction. That'll be interesting. Tatum had 16, 15, 6, double-double. We'll take it. But Jaylen Brown, Mr. Moneybag himself, only 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. This continues to go on with the saying of once these athletes get the bag, they don't show up on the field, on the court. Now, I don't want to necessarily say that, but the numbers ain't looking good. But anyway, Jaylen Brown, we'll see how you end up doing throughout the season. It's a long season to go. My Pistons, they end up going to Milwaukee, I should say, and they lost to the Bucks, 118-120. I like the young group that the Pistons have. I love them. But we need an experienced, active veteran. Maybe 2 of them. Somebody who's won a ring in the last 10 years, who's at the tail end of their career and can join the Pistons and get them boys together. Because the Pistons looking good. The young boys looking good. Excuse me. Pause, by the way. They throwing up oops, shooting the ball. They just looking good, bro. Pause. I appreciate it. Now, this was a close game, but I do want to state Giannis got ejected. He got ejected in the third quarter for taunting Isaiah Stewart after he shit on that nigga.
On July 10th.
Excuse me. But yeah, Giannis got ejected in the third quarter, so the Pistons end up taking advantage. Caught up in the third quarter, end up took the lead in the third quarter. But the Bucks end up getting the win, man. I was a little bit disappointed. Didn't know Jay Crowder played for the Bucks, by the way. That was kind of interesting. I like Jay Crowder. But Sasser from the Pistons, I don't know who that man is, but that man showed up for the Pistons in the second half. 26 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Cade Icewood, 33 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. He's looking like a great investment, ladies and gentlemen. I was doubting him at first, especially with the injury last year. Cade Icewood looking good. Then we even got Killian Hayes, man, who's looking pretty decent towards the second half of the game. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Giannis, before he got ejected, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Dame went off. All offense. By the way, 34 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. All right. And then Brook Lopez, he was doing pretty good for the Bucks too. 14.6 rebounds. That's pretty much it. I want to talk about the Knicks versus Spurs real quick. They were in New York. It was Victor Wembanyama's debut at Madison Square Garden. I don't know why they make this such a big deal. I guess because they say Madison Square Garden is the mecca of basketball. I don't believe that, but whatever. It's New York, all right? So we'll give them that. Wemby didn't show up. Historically speaking, a lot of players who are highly anticipated or number 1 draft picks who end up playing at Madison Square Garden, they usually do pretty well. But he had 14 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. That's like bench player numbers, a good bench player numbers, almost a double-double, but for a 7'4" number 1 draft pick, I don't know. I think we expect a little bit more, but it's a long season. I just want to say that we're just starting the season. We only, 7 games in. I'll take my foot off their neck. The Clippers, they were in New York and Brooklyn. They took another L since they had James Harden, 93-100. Every time James Harden got the ball, the Nets crowd booed him. Rightfully so, bro. Can't stand James Harden. But it was a competitive game. I will give them that. James Harden plays absolutely no defense, by the way. No defense. I don't see how teams are interested in this man. Even during it was a fast break in like the 4th quarter. He had an opportunity to defend the person doing on the outlet. Nothing. Slowed up, just gave up on the play. I hate that, bro. Even if it looks like you don't have a chance, at least try, because you still might have a chance. I've seen people chase down and block down shots historically from places that we wouldn't even think they would actually be able to do it. So James Harden, bro, you play no defense. You're a lazy player. All you want to do is that same step back and shoot. It works, but it's tired. So anyway, other than that, 8 minutes in the 4th quarter, the Nets started to separate. Took over the game from there, man. Clippers just gave up on defense completely, at least in the last 1 minute. But none of the starters were in. Paul George, 24 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Kawhi Leonard didn't show up, 17.6 rebounds, 2 assists. James Harden, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Russell Westbrook, 13.7 rebounds, 8 assists. That's almost expected of Russ. The rest of y'all, what are y'all doing? This is an example of them not being able to spread the ball, pause, and doing what they need to do. It's too many guards on the floor at once. Y'all got to figure that out. Ben Simmons was out for the Nets too, by the way. Why? Why is he sitting out? Why are you sitting out, Ben Simmons? Anyway, the Phoenix Suns, they were in Chicago against the Bulls. Very good game. Suns walked away with the win, 116-115. This is Bradley Beal's first game with the Suns, but Alex Caruso was hot from the 3-point. Alex Caruso showed up. Who expected Alex Caruso? Every dog has his day, right? It's a long season. Even Grayson Allen was hot from the 3-pointer, bro. I think he broke his own record, but it was a back and forth game, and then it went into overtime. DeMar DeRozan missed this shot to win the game, which I think was a 3-pointer. And it's like, why are we shooting 3-pointers, bro? It's not necessary. That's what I hate about today's game. Y'all shooting 3-pointers, and it's not even needed. You just want the big shot. More than likely, you probably got the opportunity to drive the lane and get the game, bro. But anyway, y'all took an L like you should. Grayson Allen had 26 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Kevin Durant, 25.7 rebounds, 9 assists. Bradley Beal making his debut, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. DeMar DeRozan, 22 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists. Zach LaVine, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. I don't know who this Vucevic is or Vucevic is. I don't know. He played for the Bulls. He was going off, though. 26.6 rebounds, 3 assists. That boy was going off. I don't know who he is, but he's on watch now. He's on watch. You got the Warriors. They were in Denver, played the Nuggets, and they took that L, rightfully so. Michael Porter Jr. went off. Michael Porter Jr. Boy, Michael Porter Jr., pause. He was going off, bro. 17. Listen, can I say this? 17 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Not too crazy, but he showed up. That's why I say this. The box score don't always show what really happened. He showed up when they needed him. They only won by 3. So they needed that. So he showed up, man. Steph Curry, he went off, though. He did his thing. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Clay, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Andrew Wiggins, 11 points, 5 rebounds. Chris Paul, off the bench. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Respectful, coming off the bench. He got a single, he got a triple single. And Jokic, of course, showed up. 35 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. The double-double machine. Respect the man. He's the big joker now. Reggie Jackson had 20 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. Then briefly want to talk about the Lakers just to wrap up the NBA, man. They took another L. They lost to the Rockets. And when I say they lost to the Rockets, they lost bad. 94-128. Didn't have Anthony Davis. What are you sitting out for, sir? Jalen Green from the Houston Rockets looking like a beast on both ends. Steals, rebounds, shots, dunks, everything. Rockets were up by 20 points in the second half, bro. They were up by 30 plus in the fourth. The Lakers had the Houston Rockets looking like the Harlem Globetrotters out there. On my mama. LeBron James, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. D'Angelo Russell, 22 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Hachimura. Ryu went off. 24 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Jalen Green for the Houston Rockets. Give it to the young bull, man. 28 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Van Vliet, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists. All right. But Dylan Brooks, real quick. He said before the game he was about to lock LeBron up. LeBron had 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. If you want to call that a lock up, cool. But did he lock you up, Dylan Brooks? Because you had 5 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Don't say you was too busy playing defense because you're supposed to do both. So you look goofy. Yeah, LeBron didn't average his 20-30 like he does. He's an old man. I don't think anybody's expecting that to be consistent like that. But he still scored more than you. So you ate 18 that day, bro. Chill out with all that LeBron talk. I get you want to hype it up, but it's not even that serious, man. I think that's pretty much all that I had. In regards to sports. Other than that, man, just let me know what you think, man. We got the NFL tonight. Thursday night football. The Bears versus the Panthers. Let me say this real quick about Thursday night football. All right, so this is a clip. Thursday night football tonight. Bears against the Panthers on Amazon Prime exclusively. I actually like Amazon Prime having Thursday night football. I like the different features. If you ever experienced it, you actually have options. You can watch the game regular with the commentators. You can also switch to watch it with certain analytics and data that they use with Amazon, the Amazon team, AWS. They show you certain analytics, percentages, probabilities during the game. And I think there was one time I watched it where you could even watch it with LeBron James and Mav Carter and them during one of the episodes of The Shop. Kevin Hart came on the show during that time, Lil Dicky. So I love Amazon Prime with this Thursday night football. I actually like it. It's quite entertaining. I wish either they would have other days where they would do this, or I wish other stations would actually pick up the same model. But nonetheless, Bears versus Panthers. I'm going to give it to my Bears. That's my second home right there. So shout out to the Bears. Only, 2 wins this year? We need another one, dog. But that's pretty much all that I had, man. Other than that, let me know what you think, what your predictions are for the season, players, whatever the case may be. Go off in the live chat, the comments, call into the show, 313-466-4386. I'm about to get up out of here. Before I do that, thinking out loud, I don't like Chinese food. I don't like Chinese food for many different reasons, but I don't see how people can order Chinese food, especially Chinese food or food from any other restaurant where you can walk in and they have something separating you looking at the kitchen. Like especially if they go out the way, like putting cardboard up or a big ass curtain just so you don't see what's going on. Why are you hiding the kitchen like that? Now, we don't have to see everybody's kitchen, but some business models now we'll make your food right in front of your face. And I think we all appreciate that. So why you hiding stuff? Chinese restaurants? And I can't believe you still be eating Chinese food with that being said, with your nasty ass. That's just me thinking out loud, though. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show, 313-466-4386. We about to get up out of here. Before we do that, I need you to do me a favor. Kick it with KCMc on all social media at KIWKCMC. That's Kick It with KCMC. just the abbreviations of that. KIWKCMC. That's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, all that. KIWKCMC. Show some love to my sponsor too, Team Elite. They're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, also at Team Elite 313. That's TEAMELITE 313 on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and check out that premium urban-based athleisure wear. That's t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, tech fleece, jogger sets, varsity sets, and more. It's all on their website, teamelite313.com. Ask your mom and make sure you check out. We're using that code KIWKCMC for that code and that discount. Appreciate you for kicking it with KC again, man. We still on schedule. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday evening. Expect it. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday evening. You got this far in the video. Do me a favor, man. Hit that like button, please, and thank you. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the alert so you know when we're going live, because I'll pop up on you at any time, man. Other than that, stream my songs, Juice and Hands and Knees. Everything is in the description. We got the links to all our stories in the description also. And just kick it with your boy, man. We'll be back later. We out.